Hey up, let's go, says the lads from Tarn to all the people in the world who don't know what that means. Why don't you give us a brief description of what hey up, let's go means?
It means hi, let's go.
It means it means hello everyone. Let's have a great old time. Oh, sorry, that's still our accent. Let's have a very fun period. Yeah. Oh God!
Let's have an exciting period.
Welcome back to the podcast that we could have named the Shit Show Podcast, but I don't think many platforms would have published it at that point. Try and say many platforms would have published our podcast 10 times.
Many platforms would have published our podcast prematurely.
Publishing podcast platforms. Publishing podcast platforms. Anyway, ADHD's alive today, isn't it? We've got all sorts coming up in this podcast. I know I say it every time, and like make it sound fantastical, but every time I genuinely mean it. We've got crime, because obviously where I live is fucking
There's
Mad
always
Max.
crime.
We've got illnesses again. What the fuck? It's the same shit every time, but it's a different thing that's still exciting. We've got events. We've got political stances. We've got all sorts of shit going off. It's going to be amazing. But first things first, Judd. You been doing anything?
Nothing interesting. No. Come on, I have to have done something. I have to have.
This is my favourite segment on the podcast where I ask Judd if he's done something, and
so,
then he has a crisis.
Oh yeah,
like,
no. Here we go. Yeah, I got food poisoning. So that was fun.
Ooh, that's a yikes.
Yeah, that was not good.
Do you know where you got it from? Because with your diet, it could have been fucking anything.
I do. We got some burgers from my father-in-law now, I suppose. And he knows a guy. He knows many people. He's one of those guys that knows a guy.
Wait. You mean your mum's husband?
Yes.
That's not a father-in-law. That's a stepfather.
I meant a stepfather. Did I say a father-in-law?
Yeah.
Jesus.
A father-in-law would be if he was your mum's dad and you married your mum.
Yeah,
well,
I know.
One of those.
Yeah, no, I know. That was just wrong. He's a guy that knows many a man, and he has a meat man. He has a man
guy.
for meats.
Whenever you know someone who's got a meat guy, or a guy for something that's a bit sus, it's never going to be good. Whenever someone's got a guy for something, it's never going to be great.
I think that's fair. Anyway, but that being said, actually though, he usually comes through. He usually has pretty good stuff. But this time he had some stuff that was kind of hit or miss. But I had some burgers, and look. Okay, I get it. I'm a bit stupid. I understand. I'm not putting it off the table that I poorly cooked these burgers.
I'm not gonna, the burgers,
I'm
right?
not gonna.
Okay, this is a terrible combination. Firstly, you've gone with a guy. Just a guy, a meat guy. You do realise you can buy meat in stores, so the fact that he's got a guy for this meat is highly suspicious. It's not like it's like an illegal thing that you're not allowed to acquire. You can just fill down the shop and get it.
Fell off the back of a wagon, didn't it?
Fucking hell!
Why? This is just somebody's finger in a bag. Oh, that's more meat. That's for me.
That combined with the fact that you have cooked it is I would never eat this meal.
I usually do pretty nice burgers, and I didn't do these any differently from how I usually do them. It's the thing. So, but anyway, I was spewing out of both ends. I have not puked like that in a while.
So it was puke and shit then. We've already got the puke and shit segments.
It was puking and shitting, everybody. I hope you hold on to your hats, everybody, because it was some puking and shitting.
Great. Fuck me. So that's it. That's all you've done is puked and shit.
No, I've been working. I mean, to be honest, I have pretty much just been at home. I've been working on more of my little plastic men. I'm working on another project that I really wanted to work on as a kid, but never had the resources to do it.
Right.
But it's fun because it's I'm not spending a whole lot of money on it because I'm taking models that I used to have, and I've got this paint stripper stuff. So I've stripped off all of my old shitty paint jobs that I did when I was 13, and putting together something I wanted to do a long time ago. So yeah, I've just been a hermit really. I've been puking and shitting and building little plastic men.
So you've been off work as well?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had because it was this Monday and Tuesday because I had the burgers on so yeah, I had them Sunday. So yeah, I've had Monday and Tuesday off.
Do you ever get this phenomenon? It's something that I used to get when I was at school sometimes because I fucking hated school. You might have not got it at school, but maybe you get it for work. I used to kind of get a bit excited when I was ill. Because it meant that I don't have to go to school, and I could, and if you were just the right amount of ill to the point where you can't go to school, but you can play games, that was perfect.
Well, that's what Tuesday was like because Monday, I was, I'll be honest with you, I kind of wanted to make myself be sick on the Monday, because I like woke up on the Monday. And I was like, oh, like I could tell something was up.
Yeah.
So then I messaged him. I'm like, not coming in. Bad stomach. Sorry. So then all day I was sort of like, oh my god, like I kept sort of like needing to shit, but just being constipated, and that's why, because I know my stomach's quite bad, but I don't think it's been like an old sort of stomach do. It's because I've been puking, so I think it's food poisoning. But anyway, I was sort of like, right, I can feel it in my system, and I kept gagging as well, and like I kept like running to the toilet to be sick. And you know when you just get really frustrated. So I was like, right, okay, I'm gonna make myself throw up. Everybody stand back, watch this. And I did it, and I'm not going to do it on camera because that's gross, but
I'm not going to force myself to puke on camera. That'd be good content.
No, I mean, like, I shoved 2 fingers, like, down my throat and, like, started, like, basically assaulting my, what the fuck is it called? The dangly, I forget. I started fucking boxing, like you know, the fucking thing that people do.
I call the dangly bit you goozle, but I don't think that's right.
Goozle, yeah, sure. Yeah, so I was basically doing that with it. It made me gag, yeah, but like I did not puke from it. Like that doesn't make me puke. So I was like, right, there is only one solution to this: get really drunk. So I did. I got really drunk.
What, in the morning?
No. This was like later in the afternoon. This was like at 2:00. I said
on the Monday.
In the afternoon. It wasn't that late. Yeah, it was like.
So you'd already rung in sick because you weren't feeling right.
Yeah. Because I was ill. I'm like, look, I'm ill, and now I just want it out of my system. So I'm just gonna.
Because I was thinking you wanted to throw up to have a bit more justification to like your family, yourself, your boss, and things like that, to have time off.
No, it wasn't that. It was actually the opposite. If anything, I wanted it out of my system so that tomorrow I could maybe go in, because I don't mind going in and like a hangover or something. Like I'd rather go in with a hangover than go in like feeling really sick. So I was like, I want to make myself puke, and it worked. It worked. I just had to drink enough. I think. Yeah, I got enough down.
How much did you end up drinking before you
it was puke? The thing is I think it was about like 12 cans of Foster's. And
so you could have just puked from the Foster's regardless.
Yeah, I could have done, but you know what? It worked. So I'm
nice. Sounds like you had a great rager.
I mean, but then the Tuesday was like, you know what? I am still quite a bit hungover, and my stomach's fucked. So I'm like. I'm not going in. But then, as you were saying, on late, like then in the afternoon, I started coming round, and I wasn't as bad, and it was kind of like that. It was like, yeah.
Did you ever feel that when you were at school then? Because school went so bad for you compared to me.
I felt it more at school than I feel it at work. To be honest, I only feel it at work recently because the work's been quite boring and samey.
Yeah.
And also, there's not been a lot of it to do, so we've sort of just been waiting around. Like, we've literally had 30 minutes just sat around doing nothing, just wanting to do something. So it's like, yeah.
For me, if that's the scenario, it's pretty good because I'm at home. So I can kind of, sit and watch something for half an hour. But when you're in a building site like you, it's not. It's awful, isn't it? Because that's what it was like at one of my other jobs. But recently, I was kind of before I went on holiday, I was quite ill for a good week, actually. Maybe a little bit longer than that, if anything. And because I work from home, it's a bit different when you are ill. because you can if you can be ill and play some video games, you can be ill and get some work done when you're at home. But you know, when your boss says no, take it easy, just get better, I'm like, games. No one can tell me otherwise because I'm ill. It's just nice, you know, and everyone's understanding for once that you want to play some fucking games. I used to love that. It was the best at school, especially in winter. You know, if you were ill and it were like raining and snowy outside, and it meant you didn't have to walk to school, and that was the best. Those days were fantastic. You know what's not the best though, Judd? More crime! For some reason, I live in a lawless area. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but there's all sorts of crime, especially car crime. And apparently, so far, we've had someone's tried to break into my girlfriend's car. We've had someone speeding across a patch of, like, essentially what's a park near us. We've had 2 brand new stolen cars dumped on right outside my house. Other than car crime, we've had a literal assault beating to someone gushing blood out their face right in front of the house. And while we were on holiday, there were some people joyriding around the streets again. It must be the same people, and I think they might have caught them, because my granddad was telling me they were like 14 or something like that.
I've been following something on Facebook. I've turned into a bit of a mum with that, actually. You know how mums have always sort of on Facebook, like, ooh,
yeah,
on what's up and down, could have, you know. So,
yeah.
But I followed a group on Facebook for that, and I did see something, because they come up all the time, you know, like car thefts in our area, and like joyrides and stuff. People fucking can't get enough of it. But
it's ridiculous, though. I don't understand why you'd pick that as your crime, unless you're fucking stupid. If you're smart enough to be able to steal a car and get it going to be able to do a joyride, how come you're not smart enough to realise that's the stupidest fucking crime? You get fuck all out of it. You don't even get anything.
I know.
All that does is make it so it's very easy for you to go to jail for a hell of a long time, which is not fun. Yeah, and you don't get anything for that risk. It's just stupid.
If they were boosting cars to fucking sell them, like, I could... that's still an awful thing, but I see, you know, there's an objective.
You can kind of see why they might want to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't even see why they want to do it. It's so stupid. But speaking of joyriding cars like that, apparently, while we were away, this 14-year-old or whatever had been joyriding around our streets and just crashed into the side of a van, like literally right opposite the side of our street. And also, someone had been joyriding around like the fields over there, flipped a car and torched it. And I've just sent you a video that I've recorded on my new phone. It's really sexy and cool. But it might take a while to come through, actually, looking at it, 'cause it's reasonably long. But that'll come up on Facebook soon, and you can react to that. But it's just fucking insane. We were walking over the lane, we call it. It was beautiful. Yeah. The sun was starting to set. It was a nice chill. I'd got a new phone. I'm taking pictures and things like that, seeing what the camera's like. It's supposed to be a really good camera. And then we turned around the corner and we're like, holy fucking shit! It's like an upside down car wreck that's completely burnt out. Yeah. And it's just like, how does this keep happening? We've told the police over and over and over again, and it's like, I know where they live. Like, it can't be that hard. Just there's only a finite amount of houses in this area. Surely you could figure it out. Surely, like, I don't get it. It's just fucking unreal. I don't want to show the video of the burnt out car on stream, because I want to do as much as possible to not give away where I live, especially being as there's so much fucking crime around here apparently for some reason. Before we moved here, I swear it was really good, but I don't know. It's gone all fucky. Has it come through yet, Judd?
I don't think
nearly
so.
there. It's nearly there. Quick, stall until it comes through. Say something else interesting.
Oh no, I don't have to. It came through. Well, oh my god.
Yeah, instantly. That's what we thought.
Yeah. So it's like fully torched and like it's already burnt out. So it's not like already going or anything.
No, it's not on fire or anything. It's kind of like the aftermath.
It's already burnt to the ground. Does metal look that rusted when it's been burnt? Like, because it kind of looks like something that's just been left there for a long time.
It's happened reasonably recently, but it could have been left there for up to like 5 days plus or something like that.
It has been raining like crazy, actually, hasn't it? So that
it might have been torched and then got all the paint off it and all the stuff that would protect it from rain, and then have been rained on as well. Okay, but we know it's happened while we were away because we walked down there all the time. And I sent you that video one time of when that car had gone into the cornfields and it weren't left there. I showed you the aftermath. It's honestly. It's crazy, but that's not the only crazy stuff that's been going on. I don't know how to send you. So you know Cal, friend of the channel, friend of the Streams Badly channel, probably be playing some Halo with him later. He goes to a university. I'm not going to say the university that he goes to.
Wait, dox him.
I think I might have already said it at some point on the podcast, but can I download these voice messages? No. So at his university, right, there's been some people protesting this is a very basic version of this. I think he gets into it a bit more. I'm going to share my screen with you, but only so you can hear the audio. Okay. I think what's been happening is they've had a bit of a jobs fair at this university, and people like Rolls-Royce and various other people have been advertising jobs there, and that's caused a group of students to Wait. Cause a group of students to protest because apparently people like Rolls-Royce make stuff that go to military applications, so then they're claiming that Rolls-Royce as a company are war criminals.
Oh, okay.
That's the long and short of it. But it's just fucking ridiculous, man.
That was a leak. That was a leak.
I know, it's like, come on. Yeah. So far, I've actually heard they're a pretty nice employer, actually.
Yeah.
And what's really annoying is what's really funny is that the acronym for this group that's blocking people is called SHAG, which is quite funny. Because it's the University Action Group, and well, you can probably it's Sheffield, okay? It's in Sheffield. Yeah. It's really not hard to figure out. SH, the first two letters of Sheffield Action Group. But this is what Cal said about it.
I can't be arsed typing this because I'm walking the dog. But
I get that.
They had to remove the entire building's worth of students. It must have been about 700 or 800 students, about 8 lecture theatres, 10 labs, the entire kind of communal space thing, for maybe 20 protesters. Apparently, according to one of the lab techs, for the safety of the protesters, because last time they tried it, they were getting death threats off the mechanical engineering students.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that. Oh, you can't say base, Cal. Cal, you can't say base.
No. Wait.
I would like to clarify that I'm not pro-death threat. For legal reasons, that is a joke.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
I didn't ask him to submit that last bit either.
You actually didn't. I can see that you didn't. Yeah.
He just sent it, which is pretty good. So yeah, there you go. That's just. I think my question here is: has protesting kind of just become a bit too much of people whining?
I really do think it has, actually, because like there used to be protests for like movements, like proper movements that really fucking mattered, and now it's shit. Like I just saw another one where it's like somebody fucking threw mashed potatoes on this like bit of beautiful, priceless like artwork, and then it's like,
was it on the Mona Lisa? Or something like that. No, it was a Van Gogh, wasn't it? It was for the climate change thing. I'm sure I showed that.
Yeah.
It was like, fine because there was glass in front of the painting. It didn't actually ruin the painting. So if you're worried about that, then
protester. That is good. I am happy about that though. Protester mashed potato.
Protester mashed potatoes. That's what I'm just googling right now.
It's climate change again. Fuck it, but this time it was Germany. Yeah.
And the climate change activists for some reason seem the weirdest. Like the criticism of it is that they kind of use weird non-related means to protest stuff. Like, what the fuck has that painting got to do with anything? Why are you throwing potatoes on a painting? That's nothing to do with your climate change. But having said that, you could also see it as a slightly genius move in that people are talking about that. We're fucking talking about it a hell of a lot more than if they'd like go to like a farm or something like that, or like I suppose that the kind of best one, I think it's Greenpeace, isn't it, who like glued themselves to the motorway or something like that, protest climate change, and I just don't think it works at all. It just makes people hate climate change, actually. I actually just went and opened my fridge door for a bit after I saw that.
You know what? I like, it's such an awful petty thing to say, but I do see shit like that. Like where people are like just getting in the way of on like motorways and stuff, and you can see like ambulances like backed up and stuff. And it makes me think, you know what? I'm just gonna like drive around in my car unnecessarily, like and just waste
I'm just
fuel.
Gonna drain a tank of fuel. Think, might just do that. It is annoying. It is really annoying, and I suppose it's difficult though because they're not wrong either. It's harder when they're protesting for something that I agree with, because like big companies especially should be held accountable and don't really seem to be, and to be honest, especially in certain countries. But I don't know. I just thought that was so just stupid. Like, what do they want? Do they want people like Rolls-Royce and that to just not to not sell, planes and things like that at all? Is just everyone just gonna be one big happy family? Because it's not gonna happen. I'd love that. I'd love it. It'd be amazing. Yeah. But it doesn't. It's not possible. It's never gonna happen unless we brainwash the entire world. But that's also pretty fucking evil as well.
I got a hypothetical for you actually. I thought of this earlier in the shower, and I thought, you know what? Actually, I think Jake's gonna like this one. All right, scientists are working in a lab. And they find the evil gene, yeah? You know what I'm talking about when I say this. Like, this is the thing that makes humans act evil.
Already, you've got to add more details. What are we categorizing as evil?
Yeah, that's the thing. No, I feel like that's part of the sort of thought process in it, because it's like, what are we classing as evil? It's like doing something to better your position can't be conceived as evil, because that could be taken as so many things. It'd have to be something like, I don't know. How would you? I
think I've got a definition that I used since I went to a talk on the topic of what is evil, and I think I believe I've kind of nailed it, which would be taking pleasure in negative emotions of other people.
I feel like that's close enough.
Because the thing is, you could be happy that, well, you could say that I like it when paedophiles are get beaten up, right?
Which I do.
But
I've gone on record. I have gone on record and said that.
But the thing is, you're not happy about that whole situation because you're angry in the first place.
Yeah, I suppose I'm more sort of angry and saddened that such a thing has happened in the first place. I'd rather that it just wouldn't have happened in the first place.
You're not happy about the pain being inflicted on another person. That's not the bit you're happy about. It's the revenge for the person who's had a negative emotion. So it's not the actual negative feeling that someone else is experiencing that you're happy about. Do you know what I mean?
No.
So evil is when you actively enjoy someone experiencing a negative emotion, and that's pure enjoyment. That's fair.
All right, so they find that thingy. Then they find it.
Okay.
Should we start removing it? Like if there was some sort of I don't know, for eugenics or something, there was we can remove the evil gene. People will not be evil anymore. do you think that's a thing we should do, or do you think that, like you say, would be sort of like a form of brainwashing and almost like sort of a hindrance on choice? Because I know it's a bad choice and it's evil choices, but it is stripping away a form of choice. So what do you think?
You prioritize freedom or safety, and that's been a massive it's been a massive debate throughout all of history. You can look at certain European countries or certain countries like places like Dubai and places that are heavily kind of restricted in terms of what people can wear and who can live in the same accommodation as each other and all sorts of things like that. But there's way less crime in total. Then you can look at somewhere like America that's relatively free. I say relatively because they like to believe that they're actually free. Then they're not. And there's a hell of a lot more crime. Or you can look at our country where all these people are free to drive around the streets. Anyone can get a license and things like that. A 14-year-old can steal a car and fucking bash into a van or whatever. And all that shit happens. So that is... There's not a correct answer. There isn't. There's no objectively correct answer coming from an autistic person. So there isn't an objectively correct answer. Most of the time, these things then delve into philosophy rather than kind of politics or what's actually right. Then it's then the question turns towards personal opinion. What do you personally believe? What do you personally believe is correct?
Yes,
I think that personally,
everybody get ready to judge his opinion.
Oh, no. No, I'm scared. No, I think personally, yes. I think we should. I think eugenics is a good thing done correctly. Just because Hitler was a fan of it doesn't mean that it's necessarily a bad thing. Hitler was a fan of art. Are we going to ban all of that? It doesn't work like that. So I think done correctly, eugenics would be a good thing. Now, the thing is, who's going to decide what gets eugenicized? Is that a word? I don't know.
In this hypothetical specifically, it is just this. We're not talking about changing anything else. It's just being evil.
The good thing about this scenario is, if you started with this, there wouldn't be repercussions by setting that precedence. So the negative outcome that I could see happening by going down a platform of altering genes for the entire population like that is, where does it stop? What genes do we then take out? What genes do we decide? What if we decide that having a hook nose is the only nose we like? All other noses, breed them out. We all start shifting. What if we decide that, dark skin, don't want it. Get rid of it.
I know, like that's an awful thing to say, but like, what if suddenly like the people who have then decided, this thing, like if we've given them the go ahead and they've removed this one thing, then what's them to stop them from going further? Yeah, but it's like
the good thing about your scenario though is. Yeah. They're not going to do any evil stuff are they? Because then we've removed evil. So I think it still probably works. But it's a very scary thought. Don't know. It's hard to do. Plus, I don't think there is an evil gene, which obviously it's a hypothetical anyway.
I don't think there is, but apparently there are some people that it's like, well, we're digging around in some bozo's brain. We might as well fucking look for it while we're in there.
I love thinking about stuff like that because it gives you a better understanding of kind of what you can apply to a more realistic scenario in the world.
Yeah.
I find it really difficult to be interested in anything nowadays other than politics and philosophy because everything feels just too small compared to that. Like I can't. Because I'll be playing fucking like Ratchet and Clank or something, and then I'll die, and I'll go, "What does this mean for the world?" It's like, I can't do it.
What was Ratchet thinking when he did that? What was he thinking? For God's sake?
But I might be watching like Bake Off or something. No, in fact, do you know a recent one that I was watching that actually did kind of? I don't want to say triggered me, as in it triggered a thought process. I was watching the latest season of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And as I was watching it, there was a scene. It was all set in Homer's work. So Mr. Burns, Smithers were involved. Lenny and Carl were involved. And Carl said something. I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And I rewound it, and I'm like, oh, gross, he sounds all weird. He sounds completely wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what's happened?
Go on.
Well, The Simpsons has decided to set a precedent that any characters of a certain race in their show must be voiced by an actor of that race as well.
Oh, great. Okay.
So Carl used to be voiced by a guy who voiced loads of people in The Simpsons. He's probably one of their biggest voice actors, who also used to voice Apu before they've axed Apu. He stepped aside, and a black voice actor is voicing him. Now, I don't want to get into it too much, but obviously that sort of kind of thing, it's just a little small change of a voice within a TV show. But then I can't stop thinking about all the politics and philosophy behind whether that's right or wrong, whether it's
wrong.
a good political move or not.
It's wrong. If the voice fits, it doesn't matter. It's a different fucking character. All you need in that situation, the qualification, the job is voice acting. That's it. That's what
all you need is a voice.
All you need is a voice, because then all right, guys, I'm about to blow your fucking listen, they take this voice, and through magic, you don't need to worry past magic. It's just, all right, it's just magic. Through magic, they take and use their voice, and they apply it to a completely different character. It's completely separate from them. It's that simple. If we only had people of the same race voicing characters of the same race, Kratos wouldn't sound the way he does. That's a black man. That's a very large black man who voices Kratos. And he's great.
Now I gotta swipe him out. You've got to go out into the population and find an extremely pale Greek god. They have to be a god. They have to be a god.
I don't want Rico to voice fucking.
I'm telling you, if the person who voices Kratos is not an actual real god that you can prove is a god, I ain't playing it.
No, I know it's stupid.
I don't know. I'm not saying my opinion on it because I've got a job that I want to keep, but I don't know. It just seems like it's acting, no? If you act well...
I know.
And I have to say, I didn't listen to much of the episode because after I realised that's what's happened, I turned it off because I was like, fuck this. but from the small amount I heard, it didn't sound like good voice acting either, I have to say. No. But the main thing with that is, it's just worse for the show, because this is a show that people have become very accustomed to. It's people who have been watching it for fucking forever. So people know those voices extremely well. So it's like, if you do damage to your teeth and it like moves them around a bit, it feels weird for ages, doesn't it? It feels really odd in your mouth, even though it's barely changed. That's what it's like with this. It feels really fucking weird. I don't know if they changed Marge's voice as well for some reason. That sounded a bit odd, but that might have been for a different reason.
I think her voice is just getting, fucked because she's done it for so long, I saw someone talking about that. It's actually kind of fucked up. Doing that for so long is like... homie.
You have to rasp your voice to shit, don't you, to do it? So I am firmly, I don't know about you, but I'm firmly in the camp of Simpsons. Stop.
Stop it, please.
It's done.
Fuck, please.
We've had enough of it
now.
It's overdue to finish, and I would love, what I would love to see is a season where they know it's going to be the last season. And make it like that as well. Make it like a love letter final season. And then one more Simpsons movie to top it off. And then done forever. I'm talking finished.
Yeah. Put a fucking pin in it. It's done.
Reruns forever as well. Rerun it. Rerun all of them for eternity. I don't fucking care. Same as Friends. Yeah, that'd be great. I want to see reruns of it. But... no more new Simpsons after that. And that could take fucking forever to do. You could milk that for another 5 years. But, I think Simpsons is done. But my point behind that was, I just can't think about anything other than politics and philosophy. It's led me to want to start listening to some Jordan Peterson books because
God, I was
kind of intertwined with psychology and politics and fucking philosophy, and so
I was so worried you were gonna say Andrew Tate.
No. Can you imagine Andrew Tate books? No. my thoughts on Andrew Tate are he's not as bad as people make out, but he's still quite a big piece of shit.
I'm actually not too sure what he does. I believe he doesn't like women. I think it's he doesn't like women, right? Is that
I think he would claim he does like women, but just not in a conventional manner.
Okay.
In the same way that Dubai likes women, in the Arab countries and that sort of thing. And it's all a big minefield. Let's just say that big thumbs up to everyone. You're all great. Apart from the people who are not supposed to think's great. What do I say here? What I say is, I'm going to move on to... I went to a gig, Judd. I went to a gig.
Cool. This is nice. This is a change.
I didn't want to go to the gig. So my girlfriend had booked it already, and when we got back from Sweden, we had like 2 weekdays and then the weekend. And her dad was coming up to visit us. There was some family meals. There was my sister's birthday meal, and she'd booked this gig as well. And it was like, we needed these days to rest from the traveling, from the holiday and things like that, and have a bit of home holiday before going back to work. So this was on a Sunday night, like the day before going back to work, and I'm like, oh God, why do I have to go to this? It's not even a band I'm a fan of. It was a band called The Hunter. Have you heard The Hunter?
The Hunter?
They're quite a big, like, touring band. They like play live music a lot compared to someone like Stormzy or something like that.
The HUNNA.
Yes, they're pretty good actually. I saw them at Leeds Fest when we went there, and I quite like them. I would definitely listen to them again. One of the support acts was pretty good as well. I think I'd be quite likely to listen to them again. But overall, I was just like, this is fine. I'm not hating it that much. I'm annoyed that I've had to drive all the way here and park and all that, but this is fine. I'm not like really hating it. But I would like to go home. That's what I was kind of thinking. And then so both the sport acts like went on. One of them I liked, and the band came out. They started their like kind of cool rock and roll intro, and then out of nowhere, the sound just went off. And they kept playing. They were still playing, and all we could hear were like drums bashing about, because obviously drums was really loud. And everyone was like, "Huh?" and it was quite funny. And they were playing for a solid minute, like after the sound all went off. They actually might have even finished the first song, and then like the lead guy was talking in the microphone and trying to like say stuff, and he quickly realized that everyone was just like staring at him with a blank face, like, huh? So they were getting quite pissed off because it had cut out, and we didn't know if it was some sort of, you know, when there's like a show going off, like stuff like that can be part of like misdirection. Like maybe it's meant to seem like that for some reason, like some artsy decision. I don't know. No, because they proceeded to get quite angry. One of the main guy like threw his guitar at the guitar technician, who had to like catch it, and then they like kind of got a bit pissed off and only lightly stormed off stage. They weren't like massive divas. They actually seemed like pretty decent guys. But we were stood there for ages, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like, ooh, I can smell content. And then I was like, oh, some shit's going down here. This might be worthwhile after all. And one of the staff guys had to go right behind me, because I kind of stood next to this door that said staff only on it. And he went right behind me, and he said something that we didn't quite hear. And we said, what was that, sorry? And I don't know why he was telling us. I don't know why he told us. I suppose people would have noticed. He went, someone's puked on mixing desk. I was like, what? Then I'm like rubbing my grubby little mitts like, ooh, content. Shit, you know. But I don't know. I mentioned this earlier on when we first got there. It was quite a big crowd. I'll send you pictures of what it looked like, so you can get an idea of where everything was in this. So it was quite a big crowd, but it's not a massive room. What the fuck? Why have I got a Oh, I've got an image of Bryan Cranston to send you soon as well. It was quite funny.
I thought you were going to say I've got an image of Brian Griffin to send you.
No. It was quite a big room. And I've just sent you an image, Judd, so you can get reference to that. So on the right of the room, in this image, I'll actually put it on stream as well. There's they had the mixing desk and all the sound technicians and people like that at the back of the room so that they could hear the sound as it was coming out. It's normally a good position to put stuff. It makes sense. But the thing is, typically, you'd either put like a barrier around it, like a cage, or it'd be raised off the ground so that people can't get to the expensive sound equipment. But here, no. There was like a really small, like lower than waist height barrier around it, and you were just like right next to the sound guys and the mixing desks and everything. So someone needed to puke, and they turned around and just puked over the side of this on the mixing desk and just fucked up the sound for the entire building.
God.
Like, what the fuck? Like, how do you do that? Like, surely you don't. How can you be in a scenario where you need to puke and that's where you end up puking? Like, for the people who can even see the picture, like you'd either puke in front of you on the floor. It's better to puke down someone than do that. Like, if they would have had to cancel the gig for that, they could have owed everyone there a shit ton of money for just puking on this mixing desk. They'll already have to pay off the money for that mixing desk, which might be about $4,000. You never know. That's how much stuff like that can cost. So why wouldn't you at least get closer to the toilets? Maybe throw up in your glass, or fucking, I don't know, if you've got a bag with you, throw up in a bag, or like a handbag or something like that, or just fucking anything. I don't know. Take your shoe off, throw up in there, just something. Like, that's literally the worst place out of the entire building that anyone could have thrown up, and I couldn't believe it. Was it you? It was you, wasn't it, Judd?
It was. I decided to get drunk on Monday and then come through on that day somehow.
Travel back in time. In fact, you did say you were getting drunk on the... Oh, no, it was Monday, I remember. But I just thought that was ridiculous. I didn't think that they would be able to get it sorted and continue the gig, to be honest, because it will have fucked that mixing desk. They're not particularly hardy things. They must have had a spare one somewhere that they set up or something like that. I don't know, but I don't know. I thought it was quite funny anyway. But that was that. You didn't throw up on anything interesting, Judd?
I threw up straight in the toilet like an adult, like a real person.
Good boy. Well, we've got a little bit longer of podcast than I thought to finish off, so we could do some quick movies and TV rating chats, stuff like that.
Sure.
Have you been playing any games? So if you don't know, if you've not been following the podcast for long, please follow the podcast. You can subscribe to the podcast. It goes out on the YouTube channel, as well as a bunch of other cool videos, streams by the YouTube channel. We'd stream it live on Twitch as well, or the audio-only version is on all good audio podcast streaming platforms. Tweet at TweetsBadly, and follow us there, and all that junk to keep up with news on it all. So we have, if you don't know, that we've got some spreadsheets where we track our scores of things like video games, movies, and TV. We rate things out of 100 and base them against scores like Metacritic, IGN, Rotten Tomatoes, and IMDb, and do averages and all sorts of interesting shit. Have you played any games, Judd, recently?
New games? No, I've not played any.
You've not played Overwatch 2?
I refuse to give Overwatch 2 a rating because it is still Overwatch 1, and I will not give it a rating until the single-player mode comes out, and I will only be rating Overwatch 2 on the single-player mode.
Wait, what do you mean by single-player?
Because there's going to be like an either one person or I think you can do it co-op like campaign thing where it's going to be like a campaign story. But that was supposed to be the main feature of fucking even making Overwatch 2. Because it's still just Overwatch 1 right now, but there's a battle pass in it and it's worse than just getting the loot boxes. In fact, go to my fucking thing. What's my Overwatch score? It's Overwatch going down, score. Whatever it is, it's going down.
Oh, your first one, Overwatch. Oh, right, right, okay.
Yeah. Because Overwatch 2 is still
oh, God,
Overwatch.
I'm feeling the flames. Fucking hell. You gave it 70. I gave it 30. I think it's shit.
Put it on down to 30. Bring it on. I want it to go down to 30.
Holy shit! This is the biggest. This is wee woo. Ring the alarms. Yeah. This is the biggest reduction we've ever had on anything ever.
It's shit. Everybody at Blizzard shit as well. I swear to God, if they'd all stop raping each other for 1 second, they might make a decent title. That's not slander either.
I know. Yeah. Look, what I've said about Overwatch is that people seem to be loving it, but I know when we played Overwatch, the first one, for a bit, we said, didn't we? It's like having a load of like sound and shit going off and lights flashing in your eyes and it going, and like stuff like that going off, and then you roll a dice and then see if you get a high number, and if you do, great. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's what Overwatch is like. It's just you sensory overload, and then you just see what the outcome is after it.
Yeah, fucking crazy. It just sucks. I don't enjoy it anymore at all.
For some reason, I can't find Halo 2 on here. And I know I've definitely played it. I'm currently playing... So I've played Halo 1. We completed that. I completed Halo 2 with Cal, and we're currently playing Halo 3. I did rate Halo 3 55, but I don't actually think I've played Halo 3, actually, now, thinking about it. I think we played Halo ODST. Do you remember when we got...
Yeah.
So I'm going to take my rating off of Halo 3. I need to put Halo 2 on here then. Halo 2. So have you played Halo 2?
I don't think I have. I don't think I've played that. No.
I really liked it. I think it was really good. I'm going to compare it to something like Call of Duty games. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I gave an 81. So I'm not going to give it an 81 because Modern Warfare's got the multiplayer involved with it too. I think I would give Halo 2 probably the same as I would give Doom 2016. So I'm going to give it a 75, which I think that's about right. I don't see any reason.
Dune.
Did I say June? Because I always say June instead of Doom.
No. Oh, did you say Doom?
Yeah, Doom 2016.
Oh, hold on, wait. Okay, D-O-O-M, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Okay. D-O-O-M.
Right, okay. I thought you were saying Dune, like D-U-N-E.
No. I can't think of any other games I've played. I played a little bit of Apex. I've basically just been playing Halo, maybe a bit of Minecraft here and there. I've been away and things like that. So that's games then. You've not played any new games?
No, I haven't. Films and TV, though.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Should we save Cyberpunk till last and see what
Yeah.
Okay.
We should save Cyberpunk anime till last because.
Okay, so I've watched the first season of House of the Dragons. House with a Dragon side of it. Yeah.
House. Richard Osman's House of Games? No, it's not that one. The House? No, it's not that one. Bear in the Big Blue House? No.
I have also watched The House, though. That is also to go on, so... Yeah.
Okay, what would you score The House? The Will Ferrell one?
Did you watch... No, the anthology on Netflix.
We might be getting the wrong house movie here.
There's many houses. There are many houses.
Wait. Which one did Andrew J. Cohen write?
I don't know. The house, the one I'm talking about, the one on Netflix, I actually think had like
No. This is the one with the Will Ferrell, and this is that one.
Oh no.
The house, and then Bear in the Big Blue House. Oh, His House. Is that the one? His House?
Is it this one? No, it's this one. I'm linking you to the Wikipedia page on Discord. There you go. Okay. There it is.
Yeah, I know the one you mean. It's the one with all the stop motion animation and stuff like that. But the thing is, what I'm getting at is there's so many things called fucking house on here.
Yeah, I know.
There's so many. The house. This one. Wait, is this the one? Yeah. This right? Animated mystery, I think.
Did you watch this?
Yeah, I did watch it. It gave it 56. I thought it was kind of stupid by the end.
Did you? I think I liked it a bit more than that. I'd say I give it a 63.
But not as good as like each people typically make out of that sort of thing.
I think the first one was the best one. I think it was the fucking creepiest as well. And then the second one was kind of funny and a little bit creepy. And then the last one was it wasn't creepy. It was more whimsical.
Fuck, I don't know if I've got the right one now because the Rotten Tomatoes scores are fucking off. I don't. Oh my god, this is so fucking confusing.
Oh no,
it's got to be right though because it's a movie and it's got various directors. And it's an animated mystery. And I put it on the 21st of January 2022. So I think that's right, isn't it? But it's got different scores now. See, it's got a 97 from critics. What? 97? Fuck off.
It's not a 97.
73 from audience.
What a stupid thing to say. What a stupid thing to say, critics, honestly.
Yeah, The House. Let's see what IMDb thinks of it. It comes up with House of Dragon first. The House, that one. There we go. 68 they give it. So their rating's gone down, luckily. Anyway, so more house content, by the way. So Monster House, Allergy in the House, The Lighthouse, The Woman in the House across the street from the girl in the window. So it's none of those. Then,
I hate that fucking title so much. I hate that so much.
What's it called? Is it House of the Dragon? Is that what we're getting at here?
Yeah, that, and then also I have also watched the House of the Dragons. Yeah.
Right. House of the Dragon.
Yes.
House. Let's see what these are rated. Rotten Tomatoes 85. Wait, is it called House of the Dragon? Yeah. Okay. Of the Dragon. The Rotten Tomatoes critics give it 85. Audiences give it 84. And IMDb gives it 86. So pretty tight group in there. Pretty tight pussy for those dragons. Is it on streaming or is it on TV? Like, what's it out on?
So it'd be on HBO in America. Over here, it's on Sky Atlantic.
TV.
Yeah. But it's also, I believe it's also on HBO Max as well.
Yeah, so... but if it's on TV, if it's not just like been splurged out onto Netflix, then.
All right,
so,
fair enough.
Yeah, it's also on TV. What are you going to give it then, Judd?
I'd give it a 60. I don't know, 60. 60. A 60. I give it a 60. I think I'd give it a 60.
Okay. I bet I would give it a lot less than that from that sort of reaction. I think I would
you would.
Hate it.
It's way too slow for you. You could not watch it. So, but I don't mind listening to people talk. So
you know what I really hate about those sorts of shows? You know what?
If you're just talking about politics and stuff, maybe I would, because it pretty much is just fucking politics. But
no, it's not real life politics, so it matters even fucking less. So, honestly, if you're setting a show or a movie or something in some sort of fancy world, then why the fuck are you gonna have your characters constantly talking the whole time?
Yeah, I
think
gotta
about
like
all the
it.
stuff that could be happening.
I know. The thing is, though, I like hearing people in those fantasy universes talk, so I can get a better understanding of the things. But the thing is, I also want to be shown the things. So, like, if you show them in equal measure as you talk about them, then
It's got to. Any talking has to supplement the cool things that happen.
Yeah,
you can't just fucking have all sorts of chat for no reason.
It is a lot of fucking talking, and the time skips are just unnecessary. Like, I really liked the main girl who was like she's still the main girl now, but in season 1, in sort of episodes 1 to 4 or 5, I think, she's this sort of like she's a princess, and she knows she's not going to get the crown, so she's sort of like carefree, and she like flies off on a dragon, and she doesn't act like a princess. And she was cool because her like brother died, and her dad was like, well, fuck it, I don't have another kid, I'm going to pass the line of succession to my daughter. And that was the whole, whoa, a girl being in charge.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was a cool thing to watch. And then after episode 4, there was like this huge time jump that happened, and suddenly she had a husband and 3 fucking kids, and it's like, this is an entirely different character now. This is a whole different thing, and the actor had changed as well. That was the biggest, like.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. I was like, I did not like any of that, so no, I'd give it a 60.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything else? Anything else you want to add?
The House. What? I rewatched Kill Bill. What did I give Kill Bill?
Kill Bill, Volume 1 or 2?
Well, Volume 1. Volume 2 isn't on Netflix yet. I don't
60.
think. I want to put that up. I actually really enjoyed it. Like 70.
I gave it 53.
You don't like Tarantino's stuff, and it's whatever. It's just I watched it again. I was like, I had a lot more fun with that movie than I remember having.
What happens to me with those movies is that I remember the bits that I like about it. I remember that it's almost like a video game where she's going around and fighting various bosses and enemies and stuff like that. But I forget all the other stupid artsy shite that's between all of it. So I think that's why I probably landed on that sort of score. But every time I think about them, I kind of think, yeah, I should like those movies more. Maybe I'll go and revisit them again. And then I watch them and I'm reminded, oh, there is actually a load of artsy shite that is crap in them as well. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on those. Anything else?
No. I've not finished The Sandman yet, so.
Okay, because Sandman's going to be an interesting rating.
I was told there was a lot of gay stuff in The Sandman, and there's a lot less gay in it than I thought there'd be. I've only seen a little bit of gay.
Well, it's just more gay vibes, you know? Like, I mean, the first episode, the dude's naked the whole time.
Yeah, but he wasn't gay. He even ended up having like a female lover in the end. I do believe. Sandman, yeah, there was that black lady in hell, and she was like, oh, hello, my lover. And he was like, oh, bye-bye.
Yeah, but just because he's not gay doesn't mean that it's not homoerotic to have a naked dude there the whole time.
I suppose I was chubbing up a little bit.
And it's like he's a very, like, twinky type of dude, you know?
He is. I'm very much into him, you know? I'm very much into that guy.
I'd blow him.
I blow. I wouldn't even need to like kneel. He's too tall. I'd just stand there.
No, but I think the main thing is there's a lot of characters that are like there's an abnormal amount of characters that are gay or like trans or all sorts of stuff in that show. And there was a little bit of, as there always is when it comes to something like that, outspokenness about it, but I'm like, come on, there's also a fucking Lord of Dreams. This is obviously not our world. Like, who cares? Yeah. This is a scenario where it just, like, sure, maybe I kind of consider it a bit more interesting that there is more people like that, you know, in a world.
No, I mean, I'm not like complaining. You know? It's just that, like, I heard from a couple different people that there was like a fair amount of gay stuff in it, and I wasn't like, you know.
There is, but I think that bit of it's done really well. It's really not intrusive at all. I
didn't forget.
Yeah, I know. There's definitely shows and movies and stuff where it is fucking intrusive as shit. But in this one, it really wasn't. I had other gripes with The Sandman that were different to that. But I've not told you any of my thoughts on it yet because I didn't want to spoil your thoughts on the show either. Same as you didn't with Cyberpunk, other than saying that you quite liked it.
I said it was. Well, I did say it was gonna like hit a 90 something, but I didn't say like where in the 90 somethings.
Let's start with some of the stuff I've watched then. Is It Cake on Netflix? Seen that?
Is that an actual Netflix show? Because I know you said that, and I know the entire show now. Is it like things that look like something else but a cake?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what is it?
Rotten Tomatoes gives it 60. Audiences give it 40. IMDb gives it 58. I give it 17. It's not fucking real, is why they lied to you in the first episode. I'm telling you, they had this fucking It was various foods that weren't cake, and one of them was cake, right? And the one that was cake was this like chicken sandwich, right? You know, like a chicken burger type thing. Except it fucking wasn't. They lied. When they first showed you them all the different types, there was a burger, there was a chicken sandwich, there was a breakfast croissant, there was tacos, and there was a milkshake. It kind of showed you them all. And then, when it revealed which one was cake and they started cutting it, I went, whoa, that's not the same fucking chicken sandwich. And it wasn't. We rewinded back to what they showed us, and then I showed that, and then I immediately showed the picture of the cake that they were cutting, and it wasn't the same fucking thing. And it happened. So it's like, what's the point? Also, when they're guessing the cakes, they're like fucking 200 meters away from them, so of course they're not going to be able to identify them. When they show you a close-up of them all, it's like, oh, that's the cake. Like, fucking hell, what a stupid show. Plus, it's that over-the-top, cringe American presentation style of it. And the host is so annoying. So, but at least sometimes I liked to guess which one was cake. Sometimes they were close. That's the best I can do when it comes to that. 17. Stupid fucking show. If you're gonna do it, don't fucking fake it, you know? And if you have to fake it, then you've got a shit premise for a show. Fucking hell. Anyway, so that's Is It Cake? What else have we got on here? I've been watching the... no. I've been watching the Planet of the Apes movies, but only the rebooted ones. Okay. Obviously, the other ones are a bit too old. Have you seen any of those?
I think I've seen them all. No, I've not seen the... I definitely didn't see the newest one.
So the first one is Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Yes. This is the one where Caesar gets his superpowers. This is his origin story.
I liked that. I'd give that a 70.
Yeah, I give it a 79. I watched it on the plane and I found it more gripping than I thought I would. I didn't, for some reason, I didn't think it'd feel as kind of sci-fi as it does. But I don't know, it did. So the next one is when the humans have kind of been dying out, but they actually find a small collective of humans, and things kind of kick off a bit there. Have you seen that one?
Is that the one with Woody Harrelson where he goes so emotional?
No, that's the latest one.
Okay, all right. So I have seen this one now, then, that you're talking about, because I haven't seen the Woody Harrelson one.
Right. Okay. So that's Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. What would you give that one?
I'd probably give that less because I don't really remember a whole lot about that one, so I'd maybe give that like a 62.
Okay, it was better. I give it an 82.
It was very similar,
but I just liked it. The fidelity of the CGI got like a nice little bump for a start. And typically, I'm not one to kind of praise stuff too much for how pretty it looks. It's the story that needs to be solid, but the story was pretty nice and solid. It weren't anything too groundbreaking, but it was reasonably emotional and quite good, to the point where it was like I could enjoy the CG and be like, fucking hell, that ape looks so real, you know? And then that's kind of just was cemented even further for the last one with Woody Harrelson in. I thought I gave both of those 82. They were basically just as good quality. And there's a scene in the latest one with Woody Harrelson in, with the fucking, what is it, the orangutan guy, and there's a big close up of him talking to this girl, and it's like, oh my god, that is insane. That's absolutely incredible. Yeah. It looks so good. And when did that come out?
I don't know, because
the Planet of the Apes, 2017.
VFX.
So 5 years ago.
I was gonna say, because VFX recently seemed to be fucking lacking from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Like, I've not seen recently where I've gone, wow, that looks fucking good. That, like, the opposite of anything. I've just been like, seeing shit.
Yeah, I'm struggling to remember the best CG I've seen recently. I think the new Avatar movie will have some fantastic CGI in it, but I think Avatar movies are kind of, you know, the story is a little bit lacking sometimes. So I'll add in the IMDb scores for everything and stuff later.
Okay.
I mean, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes was in 2014. That's insane. That's nearly 10 years ago. And it still looked like the very latest one was just tip top, could not fault it. The second one was like so close to being just as good, even though it came out in fucking 2014. It's insane. It's so good. It's such a good trilogy as well. Like they've been rated really well, as in we're looking at 82, 91, and 94 when it comes to that trilogy in order. Amazing. Right then, Judd.
So,
Cyberpunk.
Get away. We gotta go and get away. Do I just have control? That's the song that plays from it. 93. I gave it a 93. It's good. I like it.
It's good. Well, guess what? Guess what score I give it, Judd?
What'd you give it?
A 92.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
It's fantastic. It's so
God, I was
good.
thinking,
Holy
do I like
shit.
this more than Arcane? I
This
more than Arcane.
I was thinking that a bit.
Now,
I was like,
there's two really, really, really small problems I have with it.
Yeah.
Number one is it can be a bit dramatic sometimes. It can be a bit over the top. Like, as in the emotion, how, like, much kind of emotional music is going on and over the top reactions is going. I know it's an anime, but even for an anime, it's like, I've watched, like, maybe 30 minutes of you doing stuff, character. I'm not that attached to you yet, you know? Sometimes it was a little bit like that.
Yeah.
But by the end of it, it was completely justified, all the emotions and stuff. It was brutal in, like, killing people off and things like that. And that was insane. But the other tiny thing that I don't particularly like is what you mentioned in House of the Dragons, is kind of time skips within seasons.
Yeah.
And they did not a massive one, but a fairly decent size of one of those in this. So that's... I don't think it impacted it negatively that much. I think overall they probably had to do that.
I feel like that was needed because of the time frame that they had of 10 episodes, and they're only like 28-minute, like 30-minute long episodes as well, aren't they? So you needed, I feel like to get to where the story that needed to be, I think they needed.
No anime has ever gotten me to the point where it's like I have to do a sit down and watch this and focus on it, rather than, you know, doing something else. So it's extremely rare that I get a show or even a movie that convinces me to do that, and this really did. I started watching it on the plane. I downloaded a few episodes to watch. Big mistake. Within the first 5 minutes, there's titties everywhere. I was like, oh. There was a family right behind me. Not a good idea. But... And I suppose, like, a tiny thing that kind of, it's more of a me thing. It's not a bad thing, really. I'm not a fan of a deteriorating hero.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at. Yeah.
You know, when, like, they're kind of going through more and more shit. It's kind of like when Wolverine lost his adamantium claws and became not quite as good. Or in kind of, I suppose, in Logan, how he couldn't heal so much anymore. I like them to be at their power, at what they're known for being at, but have to take on more difficult enemies that are more suited to them. That's kind of appeals to me a bit more. But it's a type of story thing that I have to kind of learn to accept, because it does make for good stories in a lot of cases.
The thing is, because I've been like, I've really been looking into Cyberpunk recently as like, you know, as Cyberpunk, as because you know that it was like, do you know that it was like a pen and paper RPG like Dungeons and Dragons before it was like anything else?
It was like a comic or something like that. I didn't really know.
There might have also been comics, but it was a pen and paper RPG like Dungeons and Dragons. But actually, I found that actually it's a lot more closer to Call of Cthulhu in the sense that, like, D&D, it's like fucking adventures and fantasy, and you know, you're a big strong paladin, you're fighting the dragons and the demon. You know, Cyberpunk is a lot more realistic in the sense that it talks about the way that people would survive in this world, and most of the times it's like it's not happy endings. You don't get happy endings in Night City, which is what also happened in the game, and that does happen in the pen and paper RPG as well. Cyberpsychosis is like a thing that happens, and it's supposed to be like, you can become this like unstoppable killing machine and be super powerful, but the thing that makes you powerful is also the thing that's killing you. So,
well, Judd, you know that we've had a certain show sitting at the top of the overall scores on our playlist for a while. That was on our spreadsheet for a while. That was a surprise to actually hit the top of the spreadsheet. It's Arcane.
Arcane, yeah.
Now, we've rated our scores. Our average score for Arcane and Cyberpunk is the same. As in, I gave Arcane 90 and Cyberpunk 92. You gave Arcane 95 and Cyberpunk 93. That levels out our average.
Yeah.
Do you actually still believe you like Arcane? Obviously, it's only 2 points.
Yes, I do. I do still believe that I like Arcane more.
Let's just hit you with the rest of the scores, right? Rotten Tomatoes critics for Arcane, 100.
Okay.
Hard to beat. As in, you can't. For Cyberpunk,
yeah,
100.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go to Cyberpunk for the audience score first. Cyberpunk gets 96.
Okay, all right, okay.
Arcane gets 98. Ooh.
Oh, okay. Oh,
let me just. I just gotta see if these have changed. I'm just gonna pull Arcane up again just to see if it's changed. Just because this is a big moment on this. Everyone's on the edge of their seats at this point.
I know everybody. Yeah.
Apart from
don't
people
even
who are watching the video version
on,
because I've got it on the screen. Oh no! Arcane's audience score on Rotten Tomatoes has gone down to 96. It's level. It's level, Jeff. Ooh.
It's a level.
Arcane has an IMDb score of 94.
Okay.
That's very high for IMDb.
Yeah, because they're usually a lot more critical of stuff, aren't they?
The only thing that's on this spreadsheet that I think IMDb's are given a higher score for is Breaking Bad, which is 95. So, has Cyberpunk got a higher IMDb score than Arcane? Does it top our spreadsheet? Cyberpunk's IMDb score is 84.
Oh, damn.
It's number 2 overall. It's the second highest.
You know what? Good. Good on it.
Isn't that insane, though? What's topped this spreadsheet? I would have never expected those two to be at the top overall. Like, when you look at, like, Breaking Bad being right up there, Better Call Saul being right up there, something like, even the Spider-Man No Way Home and Into the Spider-Verse is right up there. You know, these are things that I kind of could understand why they might be right up there.
Yeah.
I never would have thought fucking 2 animated TV shows about video games, for fuck's sake.
About games, yeah.
Holy shit, that's crazy. But
this is actually, I might have to give Castlevania on Netflix a watch as well.
Just because it's the same sort of thing.
Well, yeah, no, but I've heard from multiple people that Castlevania is like fantastic as well. So
maybe we just like anime more than we thought.
Yeah, I know, because I always like quite like adamantly said I don't like anime, and I don't like a lot of anime. But look, I've not watched a bad one recently, so fucking yeah.
Wow. When did it come out, Cyberpunk? September. Yeah. It was shocking, actually, how much I liked it. I didn't think I was gonna like it that much. I just got so attached to it, and there's so many titties. You know, there's so many titties. You know, all the characters that you typically would be like, oh, I bet I would love to see some sexy fan art of them. They would. The show's like, I got you. It's like, there's so much of it.
Like, that's the show.
Exactly. So anyway, that's that. We've rated some stuff.
What did you think about when, I'll not say who, but what did you think about when Adam Smasher fucking Adam smashed her into the fucking pavement? What was your reaction?
I suppose that's a thing that you could kind of see as negative in that show, where it's kind of like, obviously we know what happens to Adam Smasher, so we know that, like, the main guy ain't gonna kill him off.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know.
He fucking went to town. And the thing is, as well, it kind of pissed me off because I was like, this guy seems so fucking cool in this anime, but he is such a fucking pushover in the game. I've literally seen builds of people killing Adam Smasher with a dildo. It's not funny.
That's gaming for you, though, isn't it? It really shows just how like pathetic the game seems once you look into the rest of it. Even the game, now that it's actually not too bad a game and it's been fixed and things like that, it just seems pathetic compared to the rest of that universe. I almost wish they hadn't started with a game, like, to bring it into the mainstream. But then again, I don't think this anime would have taken off as well if they didn't. But wow, I'm actually getting a bit emotional thinking about all the shit that happens. It's nuts. It's a little bit hard to follow sometimes with all the lingo and jargon, maybe. But I didn't find it hard to follow, but I could see how it could be. Anyway, that's that. That's all of that. If you've got any suggestions of movies and TV shows that you think we should watch to add to our spreadsheet, we've got 1,076 movies and TV added on and 285 video games. So, if you want to do some suggestions, tweet at TweetsBadly. Thanks for listening to another podcast, audience member of no one.
Well,
if you're the audience member, then you're our favourite. How about that?
All of Seattle.
Bing bang bongle. That's going to be my new catchphrase that I end things with. Just Rick and Morty style. Do you want a catchphrase,
Judd? No.
That's your catchphrase? No.
No.
Okay, let's say them. Bing bang bongle.
But no.